Good day, YouTube. Hope everyone is having a lovely day. So today I'm going to talk about how to become a fit truck driver, or at least a healthy one. So one of the things I get asked whenever I'm out in public walking around is how I become a fit truck driver and how I actually maintain it while living that truck driver lifestyle. So I think this is very important because we've all seen people while we're at truck stops and whatnot, and they're very out of shape, or the stereotypical truck driver. They're fat, they're out of shape, they don't look like they're having a good time, and you're probably thinking to yourself, wow, I hope that's never going to be me one day. But the truth is, this can really happen to anybody, and it happens slowly over time. The truck stops don't exactly serve the healthiest food. They serve Hardee's, Arby's, McDonald's, Subway, or Wendy's. And if you try to find something inside of there, there's really not too many options. Not to mention, many of the truck stops are not surrounded by a lot of restaurants and whatnot, So it's tough to find good food, especially if you got to stop at a rest area. If you didn't go grocery shopping or anything like that, then you're kind of out of luck unless you maybe resort to Uber Eats and DoorDash and, those avenues. This job is so unhealthy that you would almost think that it's set up to be that way for it to be unhealthy for us, because the lack of food and the lifestyle that comes with just being a truck driver sitting down all day, it can put you on a fast path to being unhealthy. It doesn't take long for that to happen. I want to shed some light on this topic because many times people do not talk about the lifestyle and the health aspect of being a truck driver. They only talk about the money. But the truth is, in order to spend the money and enjoy the money, you got to be alive and healthy. So you're not spending the money on your health, or you're here to actually spend the money in general. So that's why I want to talk about how to be a fit truck driver, or at least a healthy truck driver, because we don't have to fit the stereotype. It's up to us to change. So the first thing we're going to talk about when it comes to being a healthy truck driver is the nutrition aspect. So the best way to eat right is to go grocery shopping, because like I mentioned earlier, it's hard to find good food in the truck stops and different areas. You're going to be in a different area every day, so it's best to have food in your refrigerator on hand already, so you can save time at the end of the day and you can eat something that's actually healthy for you. So when you go grocery shopping, make sure you pick healthy choices and try to keep it simple. You can do fruit for breakfast, fruit and oatmeal. You can do lettuce wraps for lunch, and then you can pick some sort of chicken or protein and have that with a vegetable. And just do something simple and keep it light on the snacks, because one thing that's a habit for a lot of truck drivers, and at least for me, is when I'm driving, I'm continuously trying to eat something so I can stay awake. Before you know it, you're continuously snacking, and that stuff adds up over time, and that's the stuff that's dangerous, because a lot of these snacks aren't healthy. So if you're going to pick a snack, choose a simple one, maybe some organic trail mix, or maybe some light popcorn, something along those lines. That'll just be simple. And when you do snack, you want to make sure you do it in very light moderation, and don't even keep them right next to you, because that's when it's going to get addictive. Also remember, when you are eating, make sure you eat light. You don't have to be absolutely stuffed to enjoy dinner or to enjoy everything, especially in America, where we're so accustomed to just eating until we can't walk. You don't have to do this, and you shouldn't do this, especially if you're a truck driver. It's okay to eat light. It's okay to keep it simple. And sometimes it's okay to be hungry. You're driving and whatnot. You don't have to be eating all the time. And being hungry is the way you actually lose weight and cut back, because later on, you're probably going to, want to enjoy something, and that's when you're going to make up for the calories. So just remember, it's okay to be hungry. In order to lose weight while on the road, remember, you don't need a crazy diet. You just need a healthy lifestyle. That way, every day you pick healthy choices and you keep healthy choices near you, so you don't have to go on a crazy diet and, be miserable. Just do it every single day, and eventually it will add up. And remember to cut down on other stuff like alcohol. Plenty of us have vices and whatnot. Just make sure drinking alcohol every single day is not one of them. You want to make sure you limit that, because it's a lot of excess calories, and they're not the healthy type of calories, so it will add up on you eventually. The more you do this, the more you are healthy, and the more you track it, and track your calories, you will get better at it. You know, eventually you're going to be able to make different compromises and sacrifices. So instead of eating fries, you know, with McDonald's, you'll get the cookie, or not McDonald's, but something else. So you make substitutions and make sacrifices, so you don't eat everything and you eat the things that you actually want to eat. Now, the next part we're going to talk about is the exercise part. So exercise is important when it comes to truck driving, because it's the other half that's going to allow you to be healthy and fit. So the best way to exercise is just to do something every day. You know, every day you at least want to get some steps in, or you want to do some heavy lifting or something like that of some sort. So whenever you have extra time, you want to be walking. So at the end of the day, the beginning of the day, you want to walk, so you break up how much you're sitting down. And then also, whenever you're waiting at shippers and whatnot, and they're taking hours and hours to load you, that's when you want to be outside getting some steps in. You know, whenever you have extra time, just walk, and then have separate days, maybe 3 times out the week, that you actually do push-ups or you do some lifting. So for example, I have a Bowflex adjustable weight, and I keep that inside the truck. And at the end of days or the beginning of days, I'll make sure I do arms, I'll make sure I do legs, and just get creative with it. Another good thing you can keep is a jump rope. And you could just alternate having a jump rope, lifting the weights, and walking, and just getting creative and just doing something every single day and having your own system. That way you could actually be okay while you're on the road and find a way to exercise, because it's hard to get to a gym every single day because you're at different places all the time. Now, if you're more local, then by all means just get a gym membership and use that. But for people who are over the road, it's harder for you to consistently be at the gym every single day. I've struggled with that myself, so that's why I have different compromises. So this suits better for over the road truck drivers. Keep in mind, when you're doing these exercises, it's going to be solely based on your motivation and your discipline, because there's not going to be other people out there outside that are really going to be doing it along with you. So you're really going to have to motivate yourself and have discipline and get out there. Despite everybody sitting in their trucks being all comfortable, you're going to have to be a loner and do it yourself. Yes. Do something every single day. And when you're not on the road, you also have to maintain that same lifestyle. You can't get your home time and start acting crazy. You have to also continue your same routine over there. You still have to exercise, you still have to eat right. You don't want to do all that hard work while you're on the road, get home, lose the progress, and now you're starting a never-ending cycle. So yes, guys, exercise and eat right. Those are the 2 basic things when it comes to truck driving. It's harder, you have to go the extra mile, but it is possible. It's just not very common. But just because you're a truck driver doesn't mean that you have to be unhealthy. I have a book, it's on Amazon. It's called A Trucker's Guide to Mental Prosperity. Now, this book goes over the mental side of being on the road. You know, you're away from your families, and just talks about how to deal with the mental side that comes with trucking. It's something that's not really talked about, and it needs to be talked about a little bit more. This book also gives some more tips about fitness and things of that nature. So it's on Amazon. Again, A Trucker's Guide to Mental Prosperity by James Cooper. Go ahead and check it out. Thank you guys for watching this video. And if you have any questions or anything like that, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to get to you guys. Thanks again.